Hey everybody, I'm going to show you real quick how to graph a multi-line graph in Google Sheets. Now normally if you had the same independent variable data, it would be easy. You could just say, well, here are my time and seconds, and you don't need to put units, just put the numbers so that the computer can use the numbers to make the graph. And so I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I could say, fill in data, uh, you know, uh, for my first trip, and then data for my second trip, and that would be fine, except we don't have, in our case, we don't have the times always being the same and nice and neat like this. So that won't work. So what we need to do is separate it into trip 1 and trip 2. So both trip 1 and trip 2 are going to have times, so we do need the time column, but trip 1 and trip 2 are two separate columns of distances. So we'll start with trip 1 and we'll just enter some data. And just to keep it simple, say I went 2 meters, 4 meters, 6 meters, and 8 meters. Okay, so this here is my first set of data. This is for trip 1. Now those are my times for my distances. Okay, and if I want to be official, I could say time in seconds, and I could say trip 1 distance in meters, just for good labeling. Okay, and we'll do the same here. Okay, now my times for trip 2 are different, so these times won't work. And if I were to put my distances here, that wouldn't match. So I'm actually going to go to the next free line, the next open line, and start my data from there. So I'm actually going to be starting over with trip 2's data, and so I'll enter times there. So I'll say 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay, so notice very different times. Okay, so it wouldn't have just matched up nice and neat. Now, when I put in my distances, I don't want to put them in here. I want to put them in here because I'm working with trip 2. So I'll put in some distances. I'll say 3, 5, 8, 13. And I'm just making this data up at this point just to kind of show you guys where to put it. But this here is my second data set. This is for trip 2 distances, okay, and times. So I have a blank column here, which is totally fine. But now I can, when I graph this, the computer will know, oh, well, these times and these distances go together, and these times and these distances go together. So I'm going to highlight my data like I normally would when graphing. I'm going to choose Insert Chart. I'm going to go to Chart Type, and I'm going to choose a line graph. And I have a multi-line graph showing the two different trips, and it even makes a legend for me. And so that's all you need to do. You just would click Insert, and that will put the graph there for you, and you can cut and paste that into your docs. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class or send me an email, and we can talk about that again if you need additional help. Thanks for watching.